INAZUMA is to be the next big region for us all to explore in the world of Genshin Impact. The fact that we don't yet have it is a bit unfortunate, yes, but that doesn't mean MiHoYo haven't provided us a decent amount of information as to what we can expect to see within it. Hello kings, queens, and majesties, welcome to WhaleStat. I am Sliceable Otaku, new to recording for this channel, but I have been behind the scenes since day one, and I am far from new to YouTube, so hopefully my addition to the roster isn't too jarring. Today we are going to be talking about everything we know about INAZUMA to date, so let's get into it. The third region, INAZUMA, is ruled by the Electro Archon god of eternity, Bola, also known as the Raiden Shogun. She is the leader of the INAZUMA Bakufu, and together with the Kanjubugyo, they maintain strict restrictions on INAZUMA's people and its borders. Now, these restrictions came after Bola implemented the Vision Hunt Decree, an order that was put in place 1 year prior to the game's current events, and the details of this decree are as follows. The Bakufu is to seize all visions within INAZUMA's borders and place them upon the hands of the 1,000-armed 100-eyes god statue. And since the providence of this decree, no new Electro visions have been bestowed upon anyone for an entire year. This information sparked the interest of the researchers of the Academia of Sumeru, which led them to a very important conclusion. The will of an Archon is what determines the vision bestowed upon each person. And back to the decree, there isn't much information that the outside world has about it, as researchers fear that if people with visions are suffering, then surely it could be especially dangerous for regular people. We do, however, possess a theory as to why this decree was put in place after hearing Zhongli talk about INAZUMA and Bola. He believes that Bola is doing this because they believe that visions are divine objects, which should only be held by divinity and not regular people. Furthermore, because people with visions have the chance to ascend to godhood, she seeks to eliminate all these supposed threats that could end her reign as the Electro Archon. Next up, if you guys stuck around for the end of the 1.5 livestream, we got to see a sneak peek of what INAZUMA will look like. First off, we have Narukami Island, a site witnessed by all inbound travelers to INAZUMA. The Grand Narukami Shrine, Sacred Sakura on the mountain, and the city of INAZUMA on the coast. Next, we have Yashiori Island, where the skeleton of a great snake is laid to rest. Additionally, the presence of evil is said to be palpable here. This place seems to be pretty spooky, and hopefully it's filled with some monsters that give off that sort of vibe, because I can't say that I would categorize slimes as a palpable evil. Moving on from there, we have Tatarasuna Kanazuka, the mountain surrounding the Mikage furnace. Blossoms continue to bloom here, impervious to the effects of war. The Mikage furnace being the largest smelting facility in all the islands of INAZUMA, surrounded by jagged rocky terrain. War, however, has brought production to a halt. But then the last location we were provided with the end of the livestream was Tenshukaku INAZUMA City, the residence of the most exalted one in all of INAZUMA. Standing tall on the highest point in the city, it watches over all under the Electro Archon's domain. And now there are some other places within INAZUMA that we do know about through references in the game, and so I'll go over a few of these places briefly, as there isn't much information about them other than the fact that they have or do exist in INAZUMA and a little bit of whatever is said about them. First, there is the Yae Publishing House, which is said to be a big deal to the prominent publishing industry of INAZUMA. They hold a writing competition known as This Novel is Amazing, which a few NPCs have been attempting to win. Now, funny enough, after my boy Albedo successfully collaborated with Shinsho for his book, The Legend of the Sword, it ended up being so successful that it even garnered the attention of the Yae Publishing House. Because of this, they have been attempting to win Albedo over and have him illustrate for their own novels, thus offering him chances to earn even more mora. Next is the Ute restaurant, which is referenced by the drifting bottles which you can find off the coast of Dragonspine. These bottles are said to be from INAZUMA as they reference the Electro Archon, and seeing that INAZUMA is located within the same waters as Dragonspine's coast, it only makes sense. Now, there are a few characters relating to the region that we know about as well. First off, of course, we are going to be receiving the Electro Traveler, that goes without saying. But in regards to proper additions to the roster, we have one of the last characters remaining from the Genshin closed beta, Ayaka. Now, what's interesting about Ayaka is that she is the character we have known about for the longest time at this point. But even still, she has yet to make an appearance within the game proper due to the fact that she is from INAZUMA. Now, all we're supposed to know about Ayaka is that she is a 5-star female cryo swordswoman who is the princess of the Kamisato house. She occasionally practices swordsmanship so that she can pass time by slicing every falling snowflake floating around her on a snowy day. Ayaka is certainly a character that I have been looking forward to being able to play, and the fact that INAZUMA is right around the corner has me ready for new content. Now, the next character we know for a fact is coming is the Electro Archon, Bola. Seeing that we have Zhongli and Venti, it should go without saying that we are going to be collecting all the Archons for our own parties. Or at least we have the possibility, because that is certainly a difficult accomplishment for those of the non-whale variety. Bola, however, has the potential to be the first main antagonist that we would be receiving for our party. Maybe she'd be redeemed or something throughout the story, but honestly I am hoping that she is not and remains to be a no-nonsense kind of character who stands by her beliefs no matter what. I mean, come on, any good story tends to have some good antagonists. Next we have Scaramouche, the Bola deer, number 6 of the Fatui's 11 Harbingers. Now, during the Unreconciled Stars event, he called himself a vagrant from INAZUMA when we first interact with him and question who he is. Now, when comparing his design to the images of INAZUMA City, we can see a clear similarity between the two and can rightfully assume that he is from there, even though he is a member of the Fatui. And as for himself as a person, we know from his two-faced interactions with the Traveler that he can be quite cunning. However, we do have information about his personality thanks to Victor, the Fatui NPC inside the Favonius Cathedral in Mondstadt. Scaramouche is difficult to get along with, and a lot of people dislike his disagreeable personality and the fact that he doesn't know when to keep his mouth shut. Victor also claims that he is even disliked by several of his fellow Harbingers. And with all this being said, I feel as though he is the sort of character that Genshin Impact needs more of, and I am excited to see him hopefully play an intense role in INAZUMA. But finally, the last character we know we are getting from INAZUMA is Gujiyae. This is a character that was shown off in the Chinese 1.5 Genshin livestream when they provided us with the screenshots of INAZUMA's various locations. We have Zhongli referring to her as his and Bal's old friend. Yae herself refers to Ganyu as Big Sister, which could potentially mean a few things. Considering the influence of Japan on INAZUMA's culture, this could just be Yae's way of expressing her familiarity and closeness with Ganyu, similarly to how people may say Oni-chan. Or maybe Yae is Ganyu's actual younger sister. Or maybe she is also half Adepti and only considers Ganyu an older sister because of this connection they share. And Yae also seems to know that Zhongli is Morax, the Geo Archon. Here, her necklace does look like an Electrovision to me, but it isn't so clear enough to tell. Oh, and she is also addressed as a fox by Zhongli. Now, out of all the characters we have on this list, Yae is one of the most interesting to me because of the fact that she shares a name and appearance with the character Yae Sakura from Honkai 3rd Impact. In Honkai, Yae was once a shrine maiden of Yae Village, and despite her devotion and hard work, the village sacrificed her ill younger sister Rin and used her in a barbaric ritual to quell the Honkai. And just so you know, the Honkai was a plague that affected mankind throughout history. The sacrifice of Rin did not work, however, which would further lead to Yae's further resentment of the village. And get this, Yae was then possessed by a Hersher called the Fox. And with this, she sprouts fox ears and has a kitsune mask at her side. But listen, this isn't the only thing we have involving Yae, as there is some lore in the game within the Retracing Bolide set that is interesting and worth mentioning when thinking about this character. This particular artifact set talks about the man in INAZUMA going to a shrine during the summer festival, meeting a woman dressed in white with fox-like eyes. And at that, this woman is more than likely Yae, as traditionally in Japanese culture, shrine maidens wear white, and just looking at her outfit makes that apparent. But why would she be at a festival? While stepping a bit into less publicly known information, Ayaka also has a data mined voice line that mentions Yae organizing festivals. We can't play it due to leaked information being a no-no on the channel, but the artifact set further talks about her not aging and disappearing without a trace. This further backs the idea that Yae is an adepti, and it's all these bits of lore and information out there that makes me so curious about this character. I certainly do wonder what MiHoYo has planned for Yae in the world of Teyvat, or even if they are the same people. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah guys, this is everything that we know about INAZUMA. I really hope that you were able to learn something. This channel is only just getting started, so it would be greatly appreciated if you would consider subscribing to WhaleStat. We intend to release a regular flow of content for the game that I am sure you will all enjoy. I have been your host, Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.